Yeah, I wanted to start with you first. You've said in previous interviews that one of your hopes for this film is to have audiences confront their own fears in order to grow, which you were able to do filming during a pandemic. Can you talk a little bit about the growth you experienced working on this project and that pivotal moment when you decided that you weren't going to let fear dictate your life?
Yeah, man, was just saying earlier, man, the movie means so much to me, man, just because of what it represents and the time that it was made in. It's quickly becoming my favorite film, just because it's a slice of time that we all remember and we all are still kind of experiencing. So the movie just is deep, man, just on so many levels. Look, you could go into this movie and be like, I just loved the jumps and I loved when this thing happened and I was scared. Or you go in this movie and you could really pick it apart and be like, yo, what did that mean? And what were they trying to say? And I think it's very hard to find hybrid films like that. You know, right now we're in this place where some of these movies are being made that really say something that's in the horror genre. Get Out was one of those. Ex Machina was one of those. You know what I mean? I just think we wanted to say something, and artistically we all said it, and there was no better person to do this movie with than Andrew, who I'm a fan of, who I love, but more importantly, showed up, man, and hit some levels that I'm really excited for people to see in terms of his performance as an actor.
Yeah, perfect segue to this next question. But Andrew, this project finds you reuniting with Deon. How did that trust and prior relationship allow you to step into the role of an executive producer, also take agency over your character?
Mm.
Oh yeah, great question. This whole film was a challenge. It was, we shot it during the pandemic. We're the first film to shoot during the pandemic. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know the levels of the virus. So dealing with that challenge as well as dealing with the challenge of actually we were living and living and shooting in this haunted cabin, which we believed was actually haunted. At nighttime, you didn't want to be caught. I would lock my doors. Bloop, nothing. I ain't saying nothing. But yeah, it was definitely fun process, a challenge I'll never forget. And shout out to Deon for getting us all together to be a part of this project.
Deon, the lodge where the film takes place is almost like a character in itself. How did that location inspire and kind of change the narrative?
Yeah, it actually set up everything for me during the time everything in the world was closed. And I was like, I'm gonna go act like I'm renting a house or a cabin up in Tahoe and was just shooting there, very independent style. And somebody was like, hey, there's a cabin, a giant lodge that's 200 years old that's like not being used. I'm like, where? And I went up there and Batch met me there. And I remember walking through there going, this is the movie. And everything just kind of spoke to me, man. Like I said, when we make these movies, there's different types of filmmakers. Some movies are made by filmmakers that are only making movies for critics. Some movies are made, for personal reasons that filmmaker make it. And then some movies are made for audiences. This movie was made for a personal reason for myself. And it was made through the eyes of the audience. So it kind of is a hybrid film. Like it was just a moment, man. And we were talking about Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. A lot of people didn't understand that song when he made it a long time ago. Like people was like, man, what's that song mean? And it meant it was a reflection, like what the hell is going on in the world right now? And Fear is my What's Going On. Fear is a movie where I was like, man, I'm gonna go just turn the cameras on and make a horror film that's grounded in how we feel right now. And what if we keep allowing fear to manifest us? And it's interesting, man, because the whole challenge of that movie was, how do you hold these people in a cabin or a lodge with all of this happening? And that's where the film is brilliant at. I can't wait for you to see it.